Welcome to Antoine's gym routine. Here's our split, or here's my split. I do upper lower. I try to do 3 upper days and 1 lower day, but honestly, I skip legs all the time, so it's just like 3 uppers. I'll hit legs like once a month. Why do I do this? Because I prioritize upper body. I don't really care about legs. I just wear pants. I also don't like working out my legs. I sweat easily, and I sweat way more working out legs since they're just larger muscles and they use a lot more energy. Um, I don't like lifting because it hurts. For your sets and repetitions, um, 2 sets until failure is generally what I would tell you to do, but I personally do 1 set of 3 to 6 reps because I get tired. You can play around with it. Um, you just want to make sure that by your next gym session, you're not too fatigued. Like, if you're not able to do as much as you did the last gym session, that means you probably worked yourself too much and your body's still recovering. So, if you can't recover for your next gym session and do more weight or more reps or the same amount of reps, if you ever like regress, then it's a sign that you're doing a little too much volume and you should lower it a little bit. I don't ever run into that problem because I don't do a lot of volume in general. I just do like a warm up set. I'll do like 2 warm up sets and then I'll do one working set with like the heaviest weight of like 3 to 6 reps, even 2 sometimes. Like currently, I'm doing like I incline bench like 2 plates and call it a day. So here for chest, we have an incline bench press for your upper chest. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but yeah, it basically just works your upper clavicular head. For this, it's important that your arms, they're not flared like 90 degrees. They're not like perpendicular to your torso. I think a 45-degree angle, like in the image, is pretty fine. Works your upper chest and triceps. And then I also do chest flies, just for your chest. For your chest flies, I have seen it does strain your biceps because your biceps like resisting it. Um, I've seen someone tear both biceps by keeping their arms straight, so I recommend to keep your arms a little bent. You can even do a 90-degree angle, like bend your arms at a 90-degree angle. It's fine. Some people might look at you funny in the gym, but it's whatever. And for your triceps, once again, incline bench press. You want to have 2 tricep movements. One with your arm extended. It could be like either just like right in front of you, or some people even do their triceps over their head. They do like an overhead tricep extension. I personally don't do those because I think that they're a little uncomfortable to do. I don't like having my arm up. So yeah, your incline bench press already does it anyway, so there's really no need to do an overhead tricep extension. And then here we have like a normal tricep extension to your by your side. In the image, you can see it has a little bar, so you can do both arms at once. If one arm is weaker than the other, you can use a D ring to do it unilaterally, like one side at a time. Make sure you don't cheat. You gotta keep your arms to your side, and you keep your upper arm to your side and try not to move it that much. You'll probably look in the mirror and see if you're like swinging a lot. Um, if any of your like arm movements are weaker on one side than the other side, start with your weaker side, and then however many reps you can do with your weaker side, do that on your stronger side. So it's like you're overworking your weaker side and you're like working your stronger side less. That way you'll like balance out. For your shoulders, here we have a shoulder press. I if you go below if your elbows like go below 90 degrees, no. If your shoulders go below 90 degrees, then you start working out part of your side delts. So I do not go below 90 degrees on a shoulder press. I just like people will say that like it's like not enough range of motion. Um, Generally, the only people that say that are like old heads at the gym. It doesn't really matter. This works out your front delt and your triceps. Once again, triceps with your arm and extended, uh, with your arm extended. So even more tricep work. Here we have lateral raises. It works out your side delts. For this, some people find it uncomfortable to have your arms straight out to your side. So what I've seen some people do is that they lean forward a little bit and then do like a Y raise. Like it's called a Y raise because it looks like the letter Y because your arms are like a little forward. I don't know if you get what I mean. If you get what I mean, you get it. And then here we have rear delt flies. It depends on what you do. Some days I'll do like a shrug for my traps. Some days I'll do a T-bar row. We'll get into that later. But if I do a T-bar row, then I don't need to do a rear delt fly. But if I do skip it, or if I don't do it, if I do a shrug instead, I'll do rear delt fly to hit my rear delts and mid traps. For biceps, you only gotta do one bicep exercise, like for your actual biceps. So I just do preacher curls. It's preference. You can do whatever you want. Reverse. I also do reverse curls for the brachioradialis. Here it is. Basically, just makes your elbow thicker. Yeah, that's about it. For your back, I do a lat pull down. It's important that you don't like lean back while doing this. I mean, you can lean back a little bit, right? If it's a little uncomfortable to be fully straight. But if you like swing back, then you're using your lower back and giving it momentum, and it's not what you're looking for. Here we also have a low row. It's important to keep your elbows tucked. A lot of these movements, it's important to have proper form. And if you can't do it with proper form, that means it's probably a little too heavy. And then here we have a T-bar row. Keep your elbows flared. So what I was talking about earlier. Flared out like 90 degrees, preferably. So perpendicular to your torso. And then for legs, I don't care about legs. So we'll do one squat pattern. So you can do like a leg press. I personally do not like squats. The only time I think, my personal opinion, the only time I think you should be squatting with a bar, like you see what powerlifters do, is if you're training for powerlifting. I feel like that's the only time you should ever do that because I don't think it's worth it. The heavier it is, the more it hurts your back. So I just prefer not to do it. It's also very uncomfortable if you have limited shoulder mobility like I do. Like I can't get the bar behind my head onto my traps and reach it back comfortably, so I don't do that. I also do a straight leg deadlift for like my glutes, my hamstrings, and my lower back, but primarily for my lower back. That's so I do straight legs, a straight legs deadlift. Um, I do a leg extension for my quads, a hamstring curl also for my hamstrings, but low key, I do be skipping it whenever after deadlifts sometimes because my deadlifts just drain my hamstrings so much. Maybe it's a sign that I don't do legs enough. Maybe if you do legs a little more often than I do, then you'll be able to do it more. Um, we also do a leg adductor machine. Adductor is like your legs going in. I know dudes call, like back in middle school, dudes would call it the sus machine. So if you know what I'm talking about, I think they'll help you give a better image in your head. And then for my core, I'll do like a crunch exercise and I'll do a leg raise. That's about it.